missions of ISRO of Chandrayaan-3, AadithyaL-1 and Gaaganyaan. We are from the Astrophysics club of Gaaganyaan and AadithyaL-1. My friend Manoj is going to give the introduction.
About aerodynamics. The study of the behavior of air when it flows around the solid objects around the subject is called as aerodynamics. In space science, aerodynamics is all about how objects like jets, rockets, or any other objects that are used to transport person or objects in the atmosphere. Propulsion. Propulsion is the force that moves an object forward. In space science, propulsion refers to the methods and systems used to make spacecraft, rockets or satellites move in space. It is used to make the launcher lift the spacecraft off Earth and which helps them move in space.
Chandrayaan-3. The main aim of this project is to send a lander with the rover to the south pole of the moon and then conduct a scientific experiment over there using the payloads. It was also done to demonstrate a safe and soft landing on the lunar surface. Aerodynamics. It is primarily focused on the launch vehicle LVM-3 and the lander module design. Over 3,000 tests were conducted on it. It was a streamlined rocket with heat shield to protect the payloads from the heat due to the friction of air in the atmosphere. There wasn't much aerodynamics in the phases of space travel and landing as no atmosphere is there, hence no air to conduct aerodynamics on.
Propulsion. The propulsion module carried a lander and the rover to the 100-kilometer lunar orbit. It was a box-like structure with a large solar panel mounted on its side and a cylindrical mounting structure for the lander on the top. To be specific, it carried the Vikram lander to the moon. As ISRO used a slingshot method for this mission, the propulsion module was the major part of the journey. It gave the final boost to escape Earth's orbit altogether. Payloads and scientists. The mission had 7 payloads. The lander payloads are the Rama, Chaste, ILSA and LRA. And the payloads of the rover were LIBS and APEXes, which conducted spectroscopy. And the module payload was the SHAPE, which compares data of the Earth and exoplanets to find extraterrestrial life using a spectrometer.
These are the pictures as you can see of the Chandrayaan-3. Now AadithyaL-1. The main aim of AadithyaL-1 project was to send the spacecraft to Lagrange point, that is the hollow point between the Earth's gravity and the Sun's gravity. It was also sent to test that the Sun could properly be studied if the spacecraft was in the Lagrange point, that is the hollow point between the Earth's gravitational force and the Sun's gravitational force. Aerodynamics of AadithyaL-1. As this operation operates in space, aerodynamics primarily focus on the launch vehicle PSLV-C57 and the spacecraft which goes to the hollow orbit and around the Sun and the Earth. That is Lagrange point 1. The aerodynamics is only used to lift the spacecraft from Earth in the atmosphere of Earth. The propulsion module. The propulsion module of AadithyaL-1 is the spacecraft utilizes a biropental integrated propulsion system which includes a liquid buoy motor and small thrusters to lift to make the spacecraft move in space. These carry the spacecraft from the atmosphere to the Lagrange point. That is the distance between the end of the atmosphere to the Lagrange point. This thrusters and motor helps the spacecraft to move. There were 4 main phases in this period and each of them had a very important role. The 4 different parts where the parts fell and the liquid tanks, solid tanks get diffused. The payloads and payloads. AadithyaL-1 safecraft mainly had 7 major payloads. The VELC, the SUIT, the SOX, HEL-10 and were the remote sensing payloads, and the aspects PAPA and MIG were the in-suit payloads. These payloads weren't independent. Some other minor payloads helped this to study the corona and the chromosphere of the Sun. These are the main payloads as you can see. And
Gaaganyaan. The main aim of the project Gaaganyaan is to show. The main aim of the project Gaaganyaan is to send Indian astronauts to the space to test their capabilities of traveling in space, and for it is carried out for 3 days. 4 people from army background are sent to the space as army people have strong physical and mental strength to overcome the difficulties in unpredictable situations. Aerodynamics. Aerodynamics are mainly focused on launching of the rocket, stability of the rocket, entry to the space, and reoccurring to the atmosphere. As mission is not set to land somewhere or to travel distant places in space, major part of the operation is aerodynamics. Propulsion and pyrotechnics. Propulsion module consists of boosters and rockets just 400 kilometers above the surface. It requires large amount of energy and power to carry 4 people and the necessary items for their survival in space for 3 days. Payloads and sensors. It has 6 payloads, namely crew module, crew escape module, CM fairing, inference adapters, service module, and orbital adapters. As there are no landers, rovers, or any observing payload, the existing payloads are just for safe travel of astronauts from surface to the space and for reoccurring to the atmosphere. Thank you.